Hey, yo, it's your girl, Princella, the Queenmaker. I just did a Real Life Street Stars interview, and that baby was the bomb. Watch how I had them scrambling to try to find out an answer. Stay tuned.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
If it ain't real life, just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Real life street stars.
Yeah.
We in here with a shit starter and a fan favorite of Real Life Street Stars. Yeah. Miss Queenmaker herself. You're back on the couch. Welcome back.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me back. I appreciate it. Yeah. I enjoy this big old comfy couch.
Hey. Happy belated Veterans Day. You know, you did serve. How many free drinks did you go around and get?
I stayed at home that day. I ain't get nothing. What was on my bar?
Man, so you didn't take advantage of that, huh?
Nah, I didn't.
And before we start this interview, I definitely want to send rest in peace to Big D the mogul, who actually set this interview up and just left the balloon release. And you were actually here to do his platform for the first time. Speak to me just quickly, how you met Big D, and just again. Rest in peace, Big D.
Yes, rest in peace. Actually, never got a chance to meet him. It was set up through a mutual contact, Barlow, and they actually had been trying to get in contact with me for a while. And it was actually a couple of months, and then I finally got a chance to respond, and then we set this interview up this week, and as circumstance would have it, this is crazy. This was crazy, and the way I found out about it was kind of odd because I was just scrolling on social media and I saw some random dude that actually had been tailgating me around. I saw him talking about it and I saw it in the title, and I'm like, at first, the way he titled it, I'm thinking that, oh, dang, Real Life Street Stars finna get out the production business and all that, and because he was like, the way he titled it and so I'm listening to it, and then he was like, he's dead, and I'm thinking it's the end of production, not physical death or anything. And as he continues to talk about it, I'm like, let me call and see, is this real? Because this is kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So rest in peace and condolences. I wish I would have got a chance to meet him because I did hear a lot of great things about him.
Yeah, definitely. I seen him when, like I said, we were neighbors at one point, business neighbors. Great man, City definitely lost a real one today, man. So definitely moment of silence for Big D. But you're here.
Yes.
You have a book. You gave the book to Rook. I wasn't here, so I didn't get the book. Yeah. So can you, because for me, I wasn't here. I want to know, what is this book? You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely talk that shit. You're one of the most entertaining people I feel like has ever touched this platform. You know what I mean? Tell me about the book.
Well, it's a book for women. And typically, men don't read stuff, written for women.
Right.
But when you're talking about them in the way I'm talking about them, men seem to want to know what's in this book because, I'm giving up the secrets about male nature. And it's really not a secret if you just pay attention, right? It's evident, right? So the book is called The Game, 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You. So I've analyzed men and I've come up with 41 different types of men and what they pursue and use women for. So, yeah. And so, I'm a woman, not only, listen,
So wait, you're saying we're using women? Men are using women?
Men using women. Yeah, and that's why you're smiling, because, it's...
I've never used a woman in my life.
Yeah, and you can't even say that with a straight face either.
To be fair, women use men too.
Yeah. I think. Wait, who's using who more?
We're gonna get into that.
Okay,
we're gonna get into that.
Cool,
okay, cool. So it's 41 different types of men, and
41 different types of men.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes. So
I want you to look in the room right now and tell. There's 3 men in here. Just predict what type of men we are right now.
Well, just based on this, and without me being able to observe you or listen to you more, off the rip, I can say businessman. Okay, so what do I mean? Because there's a chapter in my book called The Businessman. The businessman is a guy that looks for a woman specifically on how he can utilize her resources in the business, whether she's whether she can do customer service, keep the books, or even be a piece of arm candy to draw more attention to his business. So that would be the main reason that he want to use it. What?
What about OD? OD, do OD next. OD.
I don't know because I don't know him that
But
well.
you got it. Just
I got to be able to observe your behavior and your language patterns, because every man wants sex, but every man is not pursuing a woman for just sex. Because if it is when a man pursues a woman, he is moving off of sexual energy. He'll have sex with her, but he's looking to see if he can use her for something else. And if she don't have anything else that he can use or find valuable, he'll just use her for sex and then throw her to the side. Right? So the question is what is the man pursuing you for? Most often is not just sex. That's a big misconception that women think that men are just using them for sex. No, it's not.
Definitely the cooking.
Yeah. Right. And so this is how we get to 41 Shades, because men move on sexual energy. Yep. That's true. They move on sexual energy, but what they're looking for is not just sex.
No, for sure. I definitely agree. I feel like you laid down so many gems the last interview, right? And I see other people, they try to argue with you and stuff like that. And from my standpoint, I'm a student, so I just like hearing people's opinions, whether right, wrong, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, this is what I want to ask you. Is it wrong for a man to want to use a woman?
Well, I'm not talking about what's right or wrong. I'm talking about what's desirable or least desirable, right? Because that's really what it is. So since women are having relationships with men or wanting relationships with men, the question is a man using a woman the most desirable outcome for women? Because I'm having to help women understand the male in the way that the male will not allow the woman to understand her. Because the key to power, because men are ego-driven, power-driven, sex-driven, period. So if the male is about power, he has to keep you out of the know. He has to keep you guessing in order to maintain power. So one thing I teach women how to do is listen and observe, to hear because the male, contrary to what they believe, the male will tell you straight up to your face exactly who he is, indirectly. He may lie to you to your face, but indirectly he tells you the truth all the time. And the male is confident in telling women the truth because they believe that women will never hear them. They believe that women will continue to lie to themselves and try to get the male to be something that he's not. So if a man did tell a woman the truth, right, and tell her, hey, yo, I already got 2 women that I'm dealing with. You ain't gonna be the only one. I'm not looking for a relationship. He might tell her that to her face. He knows in the back of his mind, or even at the front of his mind, that she gonna try to go against that. Once he starts sleeping with her, those chemicals, those seminal fluid chemicals, start manipulating her mind. She starts pair bonding with him, and then she starts asking, so what are we? She starts to try to use her sexual, what she thinks might be sexual power or influence, but she already lost her power when she started having sex with him. You lost that. You don't actually have.
Oh, so that's when we win.
Yeah. Yeah. See, look, I'm just telling you. Listen, this is why I like talking to men. See, I can talk to men about men. I can't. Look, so little does the woman know, she done already lost the moment you sleep with a man, you actually have lost your power.
So that's why, when you try to pursue a woman, she be busy as hell. And then when you put that good dick on her, it's like, where you get all this free time from?
Yeah, but she lost her power because at the end of the day, her whole objective, you could tell her the truth and she'll start lying to herself and try to get you to do something that you said already that you wasn't gonna do. So men have consistently seen women behave like this. Consistently. So they are bold enough to tell women the truth indirectly under the premise that women will reject what they're saying and try to force them to be something that they already told you that they weren't going to be. So I teach women to see men for exactly who they're showing you they are and hear men for exactly what they're saying instead of hearing what you want to hear and then trying to reject what he's saying and convince him otherwise.
But to a woman, doesn't that make the woman attracted to the man that he's telling her that exactly what he wants to do? That's what women say. Oh man, you were so real to me. You said exactly what, and that's why I like you.
Women always have this thing about lying. Like, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. But
They like to be lied to. They like to be lied to because here's the thing. A lot of women have low self-esteem and they believe that their power and their value is in their ability to transform a man from something to something else. They think that in their mind. And so they will spin their wheels trying to give all their value up to a man in the hopes that they can change that man to be something else. And if they are successful in that, in her mind, she believes that she's better than other women. So it's a subtle, competitive, motivating force with other women to be validated by a man to make her feel that she has the power to make this man stop being who he already told you he was just for her. That's what's in her head.
Man, spitting that shit. No. I totally agree. But where does the women's power lie? Like
the woman's power lies in not entertaining y'all. Right? Because at the end of the day, men like to conquer, chase, and be in power. The easier a woman is to get, the lower the power or the conquering seems to the male. It don't mean nothing. If I can hit you early, that means he probably hit you early, and men are in competition with other men. So the more difficult a woman is to obtain, the more it says about him that I must be that guy because you didn't mess with this dude, you didn't mess with that dude. And the more complicated a woman is to get, the better he seems up against other men. So this is never really about women. This is really about competition between other men and men feeling valuable based on how much effort or swag or game that he has to be able to pull a woman. That's really all it's about. It ain't never really about the woman herself.
So what do you say? So what do you say about, like, you know, we see a lot of like the athletes, the stars, they're going after, damn, they're prostitutes at this point. Like women that are online, got OnlyFans, just like we had the basketball, what was the NBA star Zion who had the girl that was on OnlyFans. She said he was paying them $100,000 a month, some crazy. What do you say to the man like that who has the money, has the power, is in the NBA?
Because at that point, it's just like candy. It's like free accessible candy. I want this one. I can get any one of them I want. It don't matter because men will just run through it because at the end of the day, it's about abundance, right? They can have as many as they want. And subtly, it's a showboating on other men who can't get them, who are sitting in these women's comment section, who are drooling over these women that they don't have access to. And here come one of these dudes. Oh, I'll just pick this one, throw this one back, throw that one back. And so it's still competition because those dudes don't really care about those women. They see women like that all the time.
So do you teach women to not have sex with men?
I teach women to keep their legs closed pretty much, but not. And I don't tell them to keep their legs closed. I show them all the things about males, and it drives a critical thought into their mind to be like, no, it ain't worth it. And that's where women need to be, because women need to, society is terrible like this because men have too much easy access to women, and women don't realize this.
Right.
And because women are so, their self-esteem is so low and they seek male validation, they chase men to give up their value, and then they leave crying, not knowing what happened. And so I'm a woman's advocate, and I feel that women can change their behavior
Right.
to get better results, because men ain't gonna change. You give them, men always say a man will only do what you allow him to do.
Right.
Well, why is that? Because men's purpose on the planet is consumerism, competition, and conquering. So if you leave a bank open with a bunch of money, guess what people gonna do? They're gonna run in there and take as much as they can until you stop them. You leave the candy store open, they're gonna go run in there and take as much as they can. Women do not realize that men and women are not the same. Women are a natural resource to men. It's like women are a bank. They're the candy store. They don't realize this though. So they're actually running to men to open up the bank account and just say, here, when men are supposed to be trying to get the bank account, because that's just how nature is set up for that to happen. And so women, since women don't understand this, they give up all their value and end up being hurt. I'm teaching them to close the bank account, close the doors to the bank, and then make him open it, earn it, right? You can go open a bank account and never have no money in there, right? It's not valuable. And that's why I tell women that men having multiple women or women having multiple males is not the same as men having multiple women, right? So if you have 15 bank accounts with $1 million in each one of them, who is going to talk about you? They're going to say, man, you the man. You got $15 million. That's what women are to men. But when you have 15 bank accounts with negative balances in them, right? You ain't the woman, right? Because that's what you're dealing with when you deal with men. For every one man that you get, each one of them are trying to take something from you. But when a man gets a woman, she adds value to his life. So the more women that a man has, the richer he is, because he has all of the resource being poured into him. The more men that a woman has, the more energy is being taken from her.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's cool until they child support hit. And then child support hit, boy.
Yeah.
But what about like the woman that says, "Oh, I'm breaking niggas and I'm getting to it, and the nigga can't like she's getting money off of niggas." What do you say?
Well,
to that?
how many women are actually getting money versus saying that? Because you have a percentage of men out here who have resources, which is not natural biologically. Now, there's a difference between a woman getting resources from a man and not sleeping with him versus a woman that's selling her body and getting resources that way. So the question is, which one are you? Are you the guy? Are you the woman that men are giving money to and you ain't sleeping with them and you got all that? Then I'll talk about you. But most of these chicks ain't breaking dudes and not selling their bodies. Yeah.
Now, again, back to the book. Can you break down maybe like 5 of those 41 characteristics of men?
Okay. So,
because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go purchase this book.
Yeah.
just off the strength of, I want to know how y'all think.
Yeah. Well, it's actually not how y'all think, because I have a very unique point of view that most women don't think. I have to enlighten women, because women don't know men. And the reason women don't know men is because from the time that they was born, they've been brainwashed with Disney movies that romanticize y'all. They have been in these churches where they have been conditioned, right, on how to behave with y'all, but they don't ever say who y'all really are. They just say this is how it's supposed to be. A man's supposed to provide and protect. They don't tell you who the male is, what makes them even come to that conclusion, right? So they romanticize everything about y'all, not knowing who you are at the core. So I came up with this book, 41 Shades of Men, because I had another book that I wrote called The 5 Components of Love. And this 5 Components of Love is a book that tells you that there is an actual structure to love. It's not a feeling and it's not an action. There is an actual structure and it's made up of 5 elements, right? And all 5 elements have to be in play for you to be able to categorize something as love. Well, I came up with this concept in 2016. I wrote the book in 2018, published it in 2019. In 2021, I came to the conclusion that men was incapable of this love. And after coming to the conclusion that men were incapable of love, then I came up with the 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. So every man that's coming to you, he's coming to take something from you, or he's coming to use you for something, but it dang sure ain't to love you, for sure. So 5 types out of the 41. Hey man, it just is what it is. So women find themselves in messed up situations quite often. And then everybody tells her, you should have knew better. You should have chose better. You should have saw the signs.
You say that.
But women don't know what to see because you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. You see with the dominant program that's running on your subconscious mind. So if you're running on a religious program, you'll see the world based on religious philosophy. If you see the world through a realistic point of view, you'll see real. Because the reason women don't see red flags is because they have a program that tells them to forgive men, don't judge men. You being too harsh, you supposed to submit to men. These are all running, so they don't see the red flags because they don't even know what a red flag is when it comes to men. So one of the 5 that you asked me for, I'm gonna hit you with some that y'all cannot deny.
Okay, let's go.
STD man.
You said STD man.
STD man. Oof. Who is the STD man?
Who is that?
The STD man. Listen.
No, is it you? Is it you?
Yeah.
Which one of you niggas?
The STD man is a dude that been walking around here sticking his Peter whacker in every little hole here and there, and he got real lucky to get a lifelong package, right? Lifelong package. And now he is blaming the world. He don't want to take responsibility for what he did, so he's upset and he wants to infect as many people as he can with this.
Have you actually had a story of somebody?
Oh, it's plenty of them on the news.
I mean, yeah, I mean, for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
So women don't do that?
This ain't.
I'm
Hold
sorry.
on. This ain't about women. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a male. The male phallus is so nasty, right? Listen, Kevin Samuels had to teach y'all how to wash y'all ass. Y'all, I'm sorry. And there's so many videos out here. Y'all got gooch grease. You got dick cheese, and then you got something called the bulbar urethra, right? That it take pre-cum to push out the remaining urine after y'all pee. Then when y'all pee, y'all ain't cleaning that. You just shake it and put it back in your pants. Ray J telling y'all to buy black underwear so y'all don't get boo-boo streaks in your white drawers. Like, listen, this is what the hell is happening, right? Y'all, hey, listen.
That's why we use y'all. We need y'all help.
No, ain't nobody finna wipe your ass. I'm sorry.
We need y'all to help us. Come save us. No.
But this is stuff. If you think I'm lying, all you gotta do is Google it, and you type in goose grease, it come up. You type in dick cheese, it come up. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Dick cheese sound crazy.
For real, because you know what that is? See, they call it smegma. The real term is smegma, but they call it dick cheese. And what it is for for men who are uncircumcised, where they don't clean around the head of their penis. So what happened is urine, lint, leftover semen, and all of that stuff start caking up around, and it turned into like a cottage cheese looking thing, and it smell. And that's because they never clean. And so that if women sleep with men like that, they continuously end up with BV. Oh, because men are not cleaning their stuff, right? So the penis carries a lot of bacteria and because men are not cleaning themselves, right? So what ends up happening is men recklessly be going around sticking it in everything, and once he catch something, he mad at the world. And so what he does, he targets women specifically to infect them. That's his whole intent of approaching her. And so the tactics that he'll use, he'll pretend to be the best man ever, get you to let your guard all the way down, and get you into an emotional state where he will get you to sleep with him without protection. Now, why is it important that women know unequivocally that men are incapable of love? Because if you knew that men were not capable of love, you wouldn't be running a tape in your mind that'll make you feel guilty and shame when you ask him to get tested and to wear a condom. He wouldn't be able to manipulate you with your emotions if you understood that he wasn't capable of love, and if you understood the 5 components of love, because now you'll stand your ground. Either you get tested, we get tested together, or we wear a condom, or it ain't happening. Because if you don't do that, he will play on your emotions and start making you feel guilty, like you're being too tough on him. Just trust me. And now you lower your guard, because that's your body. Because at the end of the day, people gonna point the finger, well, that was your body. You should have made him. But why didn't she? Because he knocked on her self-esteem. He knocked on her confidence, and he played on her emotions to make her not trust herself and not make her stand firm. So now when you look up after he done played this game, and now you go get tested and you realize your husband, who you thought you could just trust just because you're married, he done infected you. You done met this dude who done played the best man that you ever met and realized he'd infected you and messed up your life for the rest of your life, right? So it's like, do I care about the male ego, or do I care about protecting women? Because at the end of the day, would you want your daughter to know how to read that? Do you want your daughter to come to you telling you, Daddy, this what happened, and now I got HIV for the rest of my life and I got to take pills, right? Right? Because we talk this because men want their way. But when it comes to their daughters, they will want their daughters to know what I'm teaching women, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah. So that's the STD man.
Okay. We all shame that nigga. He's a nasty nigga, STD man.
But it's real, right? Number two. The I want your child man.
Now come on. Now some of these women be like, nut to me. They be saying that.
No. The I want your child man. I don't want you. I want your daughter. I see you got a
Oh, you talking about niggas molested?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Pedophiles.
Man.
These men scope out single mothers intentionally with the intent to manipulate their children and isolate the children, because that's who they want. So they look for single mothers. They look for women with children, right? That's the type of man out there. So women thinking that they got a dude and he doing all this nice stuff for your daughter. There's a reason why men don't want other men around their kids. But so we talk about men this and men that, and now y'all just tripping, but then let a man come around, you start talking this shit that I'm talking, right? Because the fact of the matter is, this is about protecting children. This ain't about protecting the male ego and his desire to get no pussy anytime he want to. This is about protecting women and children. And women need to know the signs of a man that's really just trying to get with her so he can fuck on her kids.
Yeah, we all shame them. So,
Yeah.
So tell us what some of those signs would be.
There was one person, somebody gave me this story, where this woman had set up a dating profile, right? saying all of this stuff, but she was saying that she was single, but she wouldn't get no hits. And she made different profiles, still wasn't getting no hits. And her friend was like, well, let me try, maybe you're doing something wrong. And then she changed the profile and said that she had like 2 kids. And that's when she started getting all these hits from these men, right? So, yeah. Men that try to be extra nice, to try to do all this stuff for your children, to try to gain your trust, a man that's going overboard to try to gain your trust, that is a red flag, because there's a reason that he's doing that, right? If you have children, instantly, you need to wonder if a man is coming around you just for your kids, right? How nice is he to your children? How old are your children? You know what I'm saying? These are a lot of things that you need to observe, the behavioral patterns around this.
I know a lot of women that won't even introduce the kids for like 6 months to a year. What do you say about something like that?
Well, that's her trying to protect her children. But here's the thing. Men are visual. If you got a developing young girl right in front of this man, you don't know what this dude thinking, right? Because he not going to tell you that he looking at your child every day. But what a man will say, which they keep saying, we like them young. We like them young. And if you keep asking about age of consent, men will tell you that we like them at 18. If they drop the age of consent to 17 and 16, men will do that. They keep lowering. So men letting you know publicly that they are attracted to underage children. They keep saying it. They're publicly saying this all over the podcast, right? And guess what? Men are collectively agreeing with them in droves. So they telling you who they are. So it's off the rip. You need to realize that you shouldn't trust no man around your children, period. Right? Because the nature of a male is predatory, because his ultimate biological goal is to pass his genes along. And guess what? Successful predators, they go for easy prey. And this is the reason why men keep talking about they don't want women of a certain age, of a certain educational background, of a certain finance, because those women are too hard. It's easy to pass your genes along to somebody who don't have no critical thinking abilities. So the nature of a male is predatory. It just is what it is. And so the more socially acceptable he is around his image, the more that becomes a uniform to hide his true nature. And a lot of men hide behind images. And since people buy images, it's real easy to make a person believe that you something that you're not. That's why they call it the wolf in sheep's clothing.
That's number 2. Number 3. Number 3. Number 3. Number 2. The first 2 niggas is despicable. Oh shit.
The destitute man.
Oh shit.
The destitute man is number 3.
Destitute.
The destitute man is a man that ain't got nothing going for himself, right?
Okay.
He having it hard in life. He don't have no self-esteem, no nothing. But the only thing that he has to his name is his ability to knock up women to create children. And so these are the guys that'll run around here saying they got 30 kids, 40 kids, and that they legacy going, because he ain't got nothing else going for himself. So a woman that get knocked up by one of them, you might as well just not even try to put this dude on child support. You might as well not even, because that's all he has to his name, in the hopes that one of those children will come out to be something so he can say, that's my son.
Yeah. Let me ask, how do them keep getting more? I mean, they're successful at it, obviously.
Well, but that's all they got. But you have to understand that for every man that's low, there's a woman that's matching his energy, right? That the lower the woman's self-esteem, right, the easier it is for a male to get on her, right? And so when you got people at the bottom who are destitute, hey, you're not going to, sexual energy is life force energy. Without sexual energy, you don't have a living being. You really have docile people. So you walking around here. So sexual energy is creative, it's life force energy, and it is going to behave naturally in the way it behaves. So people are going to have sex at the bottom of the echelon because they have no self-control. And men use sex as a stress reliever because this system is so stressful on men because it places so much pressure, unrealistic expectations on men because women do not realize that what they're trying to say men should aspire to be are all of the character traits of a woman. And that's why he's struggling, trying to make it into the society. And by trying to live up to all these unrealistic expectations is placing so much pressure. And so men typically have sex for stress relief purposes. And they target women for those reasons. And since she is low in her self-esteem, she allows herself to be used as a stress reliever. So when I talk about sex, it's not just that, oh, we just having fun. And for baby, this is much deeper than that. And because stress relief is one of those reasons that men have sex, you become what they like to call a quote unquote cum dumpster. Something that they can just relieve themselves in. But that's it, but it's the truth.
Where do you, the cum dumpsters, where do they like go and party at? Like where can a man find one of those?
Well, they all around. They all around.
If you're a cum dumpster.
Here's what women don't realize. Women don't realize that men see that once you have a child with a man, that in their eyes, you're already tainted and that you shouldn't have no standards for yourself and you should allow men to just use your body and dump in you. And this is how women end up with multiple baby daddies because that's the way those men see that. Well, she already slept with him and slept with him. She got 2 kids by 2 different dudes. She's a cum dumpster. I can use, so they don't care if they knock you up with another child because you, in their mind, are a stress reliever or a place to dump their loads, right? And this is how women end up with multiple children because you're trying to get this dude to fulfill some type of void that he's incapable of filling for you, and you open yourself up and allow him to use that. And that's what happens at the bottom of society. That's how it happens. So the lower the people are, the more children they have. The higher up they are on the socioeconomic, the less children they have. Why? Because they have more responsibilities that go beyond biological nature and they have more self-control. The people at the bottom have less self-control and are more governed by their biological nature and their external forces.
All right, number 4.
Number 4. You have the virility validation man.
Damn, say that again.
The virility validation man. Okay. Men feel strong and powerful when they are able to father children. When they know that they can father children, they feel very strong and powerful. When a man gets to a certain age, his sperm quality begins to drop. And this is between the ages of 50 and 55.
Oh, okay.
Right. And the male doesn't really reach his peak of attractiveness until around 45 to 50. Somewhere.
About 10 years.
Hold on. So what happens there is he begins to question his ability to father children. And he will target a woman, a younger woman, with the intent to test if his sperm still works.
Kind of like Al Pacino with the
87
years,
right.
80-some years old.
So it's a dangerous game because this guy could or could not stay in the woman's life because his whole intent is to see if he can get you pregnant, right? That's
basically say he just literally going to get you pregnant.
He's going to get you pregnant because he want to see if his sperm still work, if his quality is still there.
Could that work win-win for a woman? Like, are there women that just want the child and not the attachment?
there are those, many times those women, if they can, they typically go to sperm banks. They typically don't even deal with the dude, right? But typically when a woman does get pregnant, she do want to have the dude there. But some of these women realize if he don't want to be there, fucking they won't call. They just go ahead and deal with it. But that wasn't the ideal situation for them. But women who want children and don't want nothing to do with it, they typically just go ahead and go to a sperm bank. Yeah. Yeah, but the virility validation man, he will simply use a woman just to see if his sperm still got quality, if he can get a woman pregnant. Now he may stay, he may leave. That's just a risk or a gamble that the girl takes. He won't act, because he got similar qualities to the destitute man, but he may not run around and knock up 30 women like that. He just wants to see that he still got it, because he might be a higher level male and he don't want to have a bunch of kids running out there like that, like the destitute man. So they have some similarities, but his motivation is just to see if he can
do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 5.
Number 5 is the homosexual. Everybody know this.
Oh, the nigga slanging that.
Slanging that dang-a-lang so he can have somewhere to stay, right? He don't love you, he don't like you. And here's the thing, you ain't even got to be all that attractive as a woman.
Oh, if you got season 2?
Yeah. The tax season man is a different one.
Yeah.
See, tax season man is a different one. See,
that's he in the book too?
Yeah, he in the book too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, look.
She got us mapped out.
Yeah, I got you mapped out. Yeah.
She on to it, fella.
Yeah, I'm on to you. He dropping his phone, nervous and stuff.
Oh, man. I got it figured out.
Yeah, it got you figured out. Yeah, so the tax season man, you got him, and then you got the homosexual. So the tax season man is the dude that goes specifically to get the tax money out. And like I was telling somebody else, I say, look, this dude is typically got an athletic body, he thin, he nice looking, and he'll go for a heavy set woman because why you laughing? Because you know it's true. Because here's the thing, there is a competitive edge in women where they want to showboat on other women, and with heavier set women, they have a self-esteem issue in their head because of the beauty standards that's promoted by society. So it's like they kind of in competition with thinner women to say, yeah, men like heavy set women too. They like us, they want us, he like him a big, beautiful woman, right? And so the tax season man typically play on that, right? And they know that all you gotta do is knock her down a good deal and make her think that you really into her, and you can manipulate her to give you anything that you want. And that's what they do, right? That's what they do. And then, but the homosexual, this dude is specifically target a woman because he needs somewhere to stay and take a shower, right? Yeah. And so all men have needs. All men have needs. They don't have the same needs. They rotate, right? So the homosexual might need a place to stay right now. Right. He might not be sexually attracted to the woman that he's staying with though, right? But he'll have sex with her just so he can solidify the place. But he might not even be attracted to her at all. Once he solidified a place to stay, he might want somebody that'll give him the tax money. So he might go to the woman that get taxes, or he might go to a chick that he really is sexually attracted to and be sleeping with her or cheating with her just to get his needs fulfilled and his fantasies fulfilled with her, but he got somewhere to stay. So a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. When a man say he ain't gonna uproot his family for no other chick, it's not because he loves you and that he just cares so much about his family. A bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. I'm not uprooting all of my other needs that's being taken care of. This woman clean up, she cook, she do all that, but she ain't giving no head. So I'm gonna go cheat, and that person is the fellatio man.
Is he justified in that cheat? Huh? Is he justified for that cheat?
For between men?
I'm saying
no.
Oh.
If you talking to other men, it's justified between y'all. In the mind of a woman, it's not justified, right?
Yeah.
Because at the yeah, huh? What?
Fellatio man. Yeah, you
Oh,
might need to break him down.
Yeah, the fellatio man. The fellatio man is a dude that already got a girlfriend or a wife,
Got you.
but she don't get head.
Yeah, that's
She don't give head.
That's important,
So
yes.
he goes to a woman specifically for the purpose of getting head, and he'll tell her whatever he gotta tell her, make her feel like they gonna be in a relationship, but he don't have no intentions on getting a relationship. He just want the head from you.
Well, should the woman give him head? Like,
Well, that's
the
what.
wife?
Well, this is why I'm telling. But here's the thing. Y'all think in terms of women having to do everything to quote unquote keep you, which drains the life out of a woman. And women are complaining about the life force energy being drained out of them. So
That's what y'all complaining about? That's in the
yeah.
group chat?
But y'all don't listen. Y'all only listen to each other. Y'all don't listen to
Wait,
women.
so how do we put life back into y'all? We don't want to drain y'all.
But y'all doing it, you
I
know.
know, but how do we put life back?
Well, it's simple. Y'all could listen to your woman and see what she need. But as long as y'all don't have to work for it because y'all feel like y'all entitled, y'all feel like this is what a woman's supposed to do. And so y'all just keep taking, and then you go take everywhere else and you don't focus on replenishing. You don't want to be seen as a simp. So you don't want to give your wife money to go have a spa day. You want to.
Nah, we tricking over here. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. Well,
We take pride in tricking over
well,
here.
that's because them necklaces y'all got cost some money, right? But we talking about the nigga that can't afford shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
you know
down
what I'm
bad.
saying? Like the average dude don't want to pay for nothing. The average dude wants to behave like a pimp. The word simp, I ain't no simp. That come from the pimp game. Simp mean a sucker impersonating a Mac or a pimp. So when a dude,
I never knew that. That's
Yeah.
No, you just put us on some shit. I never knew
yeah, a
that.
sucker impersonating a Mac or a pimp, right? So simp come from the pimp world. So any dude that's using this terminology that I ain't no simp, what you're trying to do is emulate the behavior of a pimp by trying to extract as much value out of a woman for as little investment as possible. And this is what men pride. They don't want to give women anything. They want to use up women as much as they possibly can. And once a woman ain't got nothing else to use her for, they want to throw her to the side and get another one. All the time you hear, you ever seen an old hoe? Ain't no old hoes. It's just old pimps. Because guess what? When you look at old hoes, the life done been sucked out of them.
But let me ask you this, though, like, because if every man had money, don't you think, or do you think they would try to give their woman money? They would try to bring. No, you don't think?
Nope.
Because when I see my niggas get money, I seen pure joy when they start tricking on they women. They was like, oh shit.
Well, you got to understand, there's a different mentality of men at the top who actually have, right? Because there's an understanding that ain't no such thing as ain't nothing free in this world. When you work and earn stuff, everything, you realize ain't nothing free. Women ain't free. The type of women that men want, they have to work their ass off to become a different version of themselves to get access to those women. And what women don't realize is when a man is at his lowest, his ultimate objective is survival of the fittest. And they will use anything as a tool, as a stepping ladder to get where they want. And since men are conquerors and they're territorial, when you work with a man at his lowest, men see women as mirrors to themselves. And they see you at their lowest. And they don't want you to reflect back on them where they came from because they used you to build themselves up and now they need another level to go to, something that's harder. You wasn't hard to conquer. You just helped him go on to the next woman. The woman that wouldn't fuck with him or even look his way because she is a prize. Yachts are a prize. All these high level things are a prize that you have to work to earn. And people at high levels, once they earn all that money, they know ain't nothing free. Women ain't free. relationships with other people are not free. Networking ain't free. Ain't nothing free. And so people at the bottom, they have a I want something for nothing mentality, right? So men at the top, they don't mind spending money because guess what? They always say it ain't tricking if you got it.
That's a fact.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Right? And that's the truth.
Yeah. What do you think about over tricking though? Over tricking. Like he just doing too much tricking. Like you ever had that?
A trick is a person that is literally trying to.
And do you respect the trick? Because I mean, you come from that culture.
I respect people. I respect people who recognize ain't nothing free. Because here's the thing. What you value, right? When you realize value, there is no such thing as quote unquote over tricking, right? There is no such thing. No, seriously. Because there are paintings that go for millions of dollars. Paintings. Where people have sat down and take their time, their energy to create a masterpiece, right? And these things, these pieces go for millions. You have Michael Jackson paraphernalia, Jordan shoes or whatever that they actually wore. These people who are fans of anything, if you spend your money on a Beyonce ticket, a basketball ticket, anything, that's a form of tricking. You're tricking on them. You're spending money on them. When you value something and you know the value and the worth of it, there is no quote unquote limit to quote unquote how much you trick on it because there is a high price tag on that value. The question is what does the man value? Typically, men do not value women for who they are internally, which is where value really exists. And the only reason that a male will value a woman at those heights is because of her connections and her lack of access to him. That's the only reason, because she could look as good as an IG model, or she don't have to look as good as that IG model, and she'll be valued more because of her connections and because of her difficult access to the male that wants to get in those spaces. So that's the only reason. But if you ask a male to value a woman for everything that she has internally, men just don't have the capability to see women for who they truly are outside of their external appearance, because men are visual, physically, which makes it very difficult for them to see beyond the physical vessel, right? So men don't value things that are internal with women. They just don't.
Well, like my relationship, right? So I value my woman a lot, right? And I'm like, you say that, but then I see so much about her that I value.
Like what?
Let's go.
Look, he said,
I was ready for it.
I swear I wish the cameras was looking at you. Yeah, we all waiting on you to lie. Come on.
She's a very good mother to my children. She knows how to raise them very right. He trying. Come on. We're steering, baby. Elda. So answer. What would you say to that?
I say that's a stock answer. You know, like you have a stock
that's
photo.
a true answer.
No, that's a stock answer, because you know what? That is a safe societal answer about women. But that's
I got more.
women. Hold on, women are more than mothers and slaves at the house. What other qualities does your wife?
She's a thinker.
Okay. What?
Go ahead.
What is her thinking capabilities? Expound on her ability to think. Give me some details.
She helps me with my business.
Hold on. You really don't know you proving my point. Keep going.
No. I just
Keep going.
Say that. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I want you to say something.
Look. Me. There is the family man in my book and the
No, you already said I was the businessman.
Yeah, no, and the family man, right?
Okay,
Because
you never discussed the family.
Yeah,
man.
I haven't, but
Okay.
I want you to know, she helped me with my business, right? She a good mother to my children. What?
That's the you.
No, no,
hold
no,
on,
no.
wait. You asking the value, right?
Yeah,
That's the value
but
to me.
That's the value to you, which is rooted in you using her. When I say value, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Right? A person who adds value to society, right, is a is a person.
I'm about to fight back.
Right?
No, go ahead.
He fighting for his life.
I'm listening.
He fighting
Let
for
her
his
get her
life.
thought out. Let her get her thought out.
Right? It's about how she shows up in the world, right? It's about how she shows up in the world, not just to you, right? So if I say that this person has value, if you was to say that this person is a thinker, it wouldn't be in terms of what this person can do.
I thought you were asking what her value to me was.
No. But when you say a value, when you say a value, because at the end of the day, the value to you is based on what you can use her for, which is what I teach women that men do. You supposed to be proving me wrong, but you're
No, wait a minute. No, hold on. I agree with you.
Yeah,
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, and so
you
and
said
so
I was the businessman, right?
Right.
And I agree. Then
Yeah.
you said what can a woman do for you, right?
Well, no. What is the woman's value, right? Because y'all don't value women internally for who they are. So when you said
Okay, go ahead.
when you said that she's a thinker, you didn't value her just because she's a thinker. You value her because she's a thinker for you. When I say a
No,
thinker,
that's not what I'm saying.
No.
Wait, you're twisting my words because I'm saying for me what I value. That's what I'm saying. What you said is she valuable for me. That's what we're discussing.
No. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is that men do not value women internally for who they are. That doesn't have anything to do with how you can use them, right? So a man sees women based on what he can use her for. That is it. They don't see women as whole human beings who are autonomous and within their self independently of a man. So if you were to ask me and I said thinking, I would say that I value him because he has the ability to think through problems and solve problems. I saw him have an issue with the car. He's never been to a mechanic school, and I saw him sit out there and figure that out on his own. And I like the ability that he has. He can think himself out of a situation.
So men are valuable.
Right. No, I'm saying no. I'm saying if you were to ask me, and this was the answer that I gave you,
Yeah.
if you asked me what do I value about a man, and I said thinking the same way that you would, that's the way that I would say thinking. I wouldn't say, well, I like the way she thinks because she can help me with my business, right? I would say I like how she thinks because she has gotten herself out of tough situations on her own, and she has an uncanny ability to be independent without the need for me to monitor her, right? So it's about them. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I like her because she's pretty and I can't get access to her, or anything. That's how men think. When I'm saying that men do not value women just because women are women and who they are as whole individuals. Y'all value women based on what you can use them for.
So you don't think it's the same for a woman? How they look at men?
Well, here's the thing. Women do not pursue men. Women do not pursue y'all unless you have something.
That's what I'm saying. So you take a man like me that has a lot of things.
Right. And
women will pursue me.
Right. And guess what? They see your necklace, right? It's not because they see you. It's because they
exactly. That's what I'm saying. My point.
No. Here's what I'm saying. Right.
ahead.
Women are not attracted to masculine energy. They're attracted to feminine energy. Okay. So your necklace, that's feminine. Jewelry is feminine, right?
Okay.
Money is feminine. Cars.
Hold on. Wait. Money's feminine?
Yes, money is feminine.
Break that down.
Okay.
You got to break me down on that.
Okay. So anything attractive energy is feminine. Attraction is about femininity, right? So when you talk about women are attractive, attraction pulls attention towards it. Anything that's operating in feminine energy is pulling attention towards it. So women are feminine, they're in the feminine vessel, and just them existing pulls attention towards them. Okay? Jewelry, it pulls attention towards it. It's feminine. Money, it pulls attention towards it. Now you can put money in a masculine position and make it move, right? But money in itself, sitting still, will draw attention towards it. So the only way that you know that a man has masculine energy is based on how much feminine energy he acquires.
What about a gun? What about a gun?
It's all feminine. Everything.
A gun is feminine?
Yes.
Explain to me how a gun is feminine.
Anything that pulls attention towards it is, listen, anything, because listen, planet Earth, Mother Earth is feminine, and everything that exists in Mother Earth is feminine, all right? All comes from the earth. You can't build a gun without materials from Mother Earth. It's all materials that come from nature, right? So those things are feminine. The building, the actual work is the masculine energy. The moving things that put it together, that's masculine energy. But the feminine pieces, that is what draws attention. It comes from Mother Earth. It's all materials. So masculine energy is simple. Masculine energy is a moving energy, is work ethic, determination. That's all masculine energy is. And the only way that you can determine that if a male has masculine energy is based on how much feminine energy he acquires. This is the reason why a man that has a ring to show that he's married will attract other women, because women are not attracted to masculine energy, they're attracted to feminine energy. So the more women that a man has, the more women that a man can attract. They ain't attracted to you. That's just the bottom line. You're in a masculine vessel. It ain't you. It's the feminine energy that you acquire. So when a woman sees you, right, she is attracted to the feminine energy that you possess. It just is what it is. That's why you're attracted to women, because every feminine energy is an attractive energy. Masculine energy is a pursuant energy. It moves towards. That's the difference between the two.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But violence, is that feminine?
Violence is a action. All action is masculine energy. The gun itself is not doing anything. It don't shoot until you shoot it, right? So the violence comes from masculine movement, from action. So all action is representative of masculine energy, period, right? So the gun itself is feminine because it draws attention. It is made out of materials from Mother Earth. It's feminine. The action of pulling the trigger turns that into masculine energy. The gun itself is not masculine. The action of pulling the trigger is masculine.
Okay. You also said, again, that men are incapable of love.
Yes.
But then I had a viral clip where Charleston White came back at you and he said, well, how can we talk to her and she doesn't even have a man?
Okay, you know why he said that?
Why he said it?
Because for 36 minutes in that interview, he agreed with every single thing that I said. And then when I asked him about his grape situation is when he got on the defense and I couldn't get a word in no more. And then after I couldn't get a word in anymore, to divert the audience, he got to acting like that so that they couldn't hear what I said. But guess what? Charleston White also said that, you know what love is? Love ain't what you can give, it's what you can take. And our mothers took a lot. So if love is what you can take and tolerate, why are women expected to tolerate all this stuff that men do, but men ain't expected to tolerate anything from women? See, women expected to tolerate cheating. They expected to tolerate abuse. They expected to tolerate a whole bunch of stuff for years. And Charleston said it there. He could have been a fucked up dude for 25 years. And then one day, that rose will grow out that concrete. So he said all that. He said all that. And so the male's idea of love is how much a woman can take from him. So if that's love, that means that men are incapable of love by that definition, because men ain't taking shit like that from women. They ain't taking nothing. Cheat on him and he out. Abuse him and he out, right? He not staying there for no 25 years talking about waiting on no concrete to grow out no roads to grow out no concrete, right? So if men's definition of love is how much a woman can take and tolerate from him, the question is ladies, is that your definition of love? Is that what you want from a man? I just want to know, right? So yeah, that viral clip could have went out, but it don't do nothing but prove me right. But people got dissuaded by the theatrics, right?
Yeah.
And they asked no questions. Ladies, is that the type of love you want? Because that's exactly what Charleston White said in that interview, that viral clip that they only showed a little piece of. Yeah.
So is there, doing these speaking engagements, these interviews, these podcasts, is there anything that you've said that you feel like I've changed my thought process on that, or something made me not look at it the same way that I looked at it before? So everything that you...
Because I didn't thoroughly thought about this. When I came to the conclusion that men was incapable of love, that ain't changing.
Wait. You said something that, hold on, you said something to me last time.
What
I
I
was
say?
like, hold on, and it's like, something about like man or predators or like just, it was something that was just so outrageous, I can't think of it.
Oh, I wish you could.
All your views are just exactly the same.
Yeah.
You've been all over around since you've done got this fame, and it's exactly the same.
The same.
Nothing changed.
So what do you say about the man, like, I don't know if he's the family man or the docile guy?
The destitute.
The destitute guy who truly just wants like a family. Like he goes out, he meets a woman,
And he
loves
make
on her.
34 kids.
No, not 34 kids. No,
That's a destitute man. He make.
not
kids.
him. No, he's tripping. The other guy.
Yeah.
He wild.
The virility validation.
Yeah, the
man.
virility validation. He goes in, he meets a woman, they hit it off, they have a baby, he loves on her, rubs her feet, does all the good stuff, and they just love each other.
Well,
What about that, man?
the question is, what is love? Because the virility validation man already went in on some BS. He already went in on some BS. He
Okay.
went in
What
with
did he go wrong?
he went in with the intention to see if he could just get a person pregnant to see if his sperm was still.
No, I'm
working.
saying no. They fell in.
Well,
They fell in whatever.
ain't no such thing as falling in love. Once you realize the makeup of love, you realize that ain't no such thing as falling in love, right? You can fall into emotion, you can fall into delusion for sure, but you can't fall in love, right? So since the male is not willing to do the work that is required, because it's a lot of work and effort required in love, and the reason that the male can't love is because he is preoccupied with so many other social obligations that require all his willpower to just surmount, and they're failing at that. And men are moved on consequence and reward. What is the reward for a male to put in all of the effort to quote unquote love a woman when his ultimate biological objective is just to have sex and pass his genes along? What is the reward? There is no reward in it for the male to go through all that effort just to say he loves, because there's a lot of work that's required into doing this. So since he's not going to do that and he's going to fall short, and it requires willpower to sustain that level, so much willpower, nobody on planet Earth can flex willpower 24/7, 365. It's just not possible. And men are required to have willpower just to integrate into society, just to behave socially. He has to flex that just to live in society. He has to live up to social pressures. Many guys have to go without access to sex which is another problem. They have to deal with mental health issues because the system is against their optimal functioning. It's so many things that prevents the male from loving that he's not going to be able to do that because he's preoccupied with so many other impediments and issues, right? So yeah, that ain't even it with virility validation, man.
So what do you say about the woman that cheats?
Well, what is the reason that she's cheating? Because typically before a woman cheat, she done tried to talk to you and everything. You pretty much ignore, abandon, leave her with a lot of the responsibilities for the house, and she need an escape. But y'all never hear that because even though a woman's talking, y'all really ain't listening. And there's a reason why y'all not listening, right? And so people escape. Humans do that. They escape to something to get pleasure, for stress relief purposes, right? And so when you abandon, y'all typically get women like toys, play with them and then throw them in a corner and think that they supposed to be happy, and then y'all don't listen. I did a show almost a year ago, and it was about a meme, and this meme actually went viral, and it was a story. It was a story based with a lot of memes in there. And the man who made it actually was trying to depict how society deals with them, screws over men. One of the memes showed him talking to the wife and the wife responding to him. And the image of the woman just had her shouting with no words. Basically, the male is hearing her talk, blah, 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 blah. He don't put no words in her mouth when she's trying to communicate with him. But once it gets down to halfway through the story, when she finally cheats, now he put words in her mouth to say what he thinks she's saying about her cheating, the excuse that she made. But when she was talking, trying to tell you and communicate with you, you put no words in her mouth and say that she was basically blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. Women will talk to men and try to tell you and communicate with you what they need from you and all of this. And they go in one ear and out the other. Because you know what? You don't talk to men. You don't reason with men. You make men feel the consequences.
So is cheating? Is cheating wrong or right?
I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. I'm
asking.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't talk about what's right and what's wrong because now we get into how people feel and what people's opinions are. What I'm talking about is what is, why it happens, and the desirable and undesirable outcomes. If cheating is an undesirable outcome for you as a woman, then I need you to understand this is how males behave and this is what's going to happen. If cheating is an undesirable outcome for you as a man or for a woman, then this is how women operate and this is how you need to behave to prevent that. If y'all not gonna do it, this is what's gonna happen. And if y'all don't like that, then y'all need to go y'all separate ways. I don't think in terms of good, bad, right, and wrong. I think in terms of what is, right? And so I remove emotion from my assessments of things, right? So for human beings, most people want things to go their way and they want other people to behave in a way that makes them feel better. I don't believe in monogamy because monogamy is not real. Monogamy has been forced by this system and it goes against human nature for both males and females. It does. Right. So if you try to force people to do something that's anti-nature, eventually it's gonna break.
What about polygamy?
I am okay with polygyny. I'm not really big on polyandry. Here's the reason why, like I spoke earlier. Polygyny is when a man has multiple wives. Polyandry is when a woman has multiple husbands. Okay. Biologically, it makes no sense for a woman to have multiple men because the nature of a man is consumer. They all want sex. They all want something from you. They're with you because they are needing something from you. So if you have multiple husbands, each one of those men are going to be taking from you. Men take, women give. So when a man has multiple women, for every woman he has, she comes with gifts. She's giving something. She's giving something. So he gets richer and richer for every woman he gets with. She loses a lot for every man that she gets with. So if
you
we
on our side.
So, but I'm telling the truth. It's not on, I'm not on nobody's side.
No, you preaching.
I'm not, I'm not on
Spit that guy.
nobody's side. I'm
Yeah.
telling the truth because
Yeah.
here's the thing. I just talked to y'all about dick cheese, gooch grease, boo-boo,
Yeah.
fruit of balloons, gaslighting, 41 shades of men. If you're really dealing with these very real things, and for every male, here's the thing, you all have a long urethra, right? So when y'all go to the restroom and y'all take a pee, y'all have urine that's left in your shaft, right? After that, y'all shake and y'all don't even wipe. And pre-cum, right? Bulbar urethra pushes out pre-cum, before you ejaculate, before you get sex, and that push out the rest of the pee that you left. So for every dude that you dealing with, they all have some type of hygiene thing, and they all want to stick their Peter whacker somewhere, right? So for every dude that you're getting with, your risk of infection and all kind of stuff goes up, right? Because you're dealing with each one of these men who have a issue with their hygiene. They all ain't super clean. They're just not. So it don't make no sense for a woman to do that. And then on top of that, you have seminal fluid, which alters the woman's physiology. So for every dude that you're with, you have all this different DNA. It just don't make sense.
Yeah.
For a male though, his biological makeup is to spread his genes across as many women as he can. So it makes more sense for a male to have multiple women, because for every woman he gets richer and richer and richer, because those women come with gifts. And for each woman that he can bind to him, the more likely she is going to give up herself for him. Mm-hmm. So he becomes wealthier and wealthier. She loses. So it doesn't make sense for polyandry. So if women gonna play the polygyny game, just like you have this, after the number 5, you have 6, and after the number 8, you have 9. That is the same shape. A 6 and a 9 is the same shape, depending on what side you looking at it from. It could be a 6 or it could be a 9. So you can look at polygyny as a man collecting multiple women and him running the women, or you can look at polygyny as women being a group of women, community who run things and choose a male that they want to share amongst themselves, and who he takes orders from, right?
Yeah.
If you gonna roll with it like that, it's cool. If you allowing men to collect women who have no direction and he running y'all all into the ground, no. Women should be in control of polygyny, and they should collectively select a male to pass around collectively. Yeah, like a hoe.
Yeah.
Like a hoe.
Yeah.
Like a hoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because really, y'all's biological value is, y'all's biological nature is to be a hoe. And y'all would be much happier if y'all would just be hoes.
Yeah, we really want to be hoes,
Yeah.
but y'all tell us that no,
Not y'all,
you gotta marry me.
cause I'm telling women to pass you around, cause y'all was the original hoes. I'm telling them to do it.
Can a woman really just be passing niggas around without shooting a female or?
They can if they listen to me and understand that y'all ain't capable of love.
Hey, what's the book again, so they can get it? Women, y'all need to listen to this book. What is it called again?
It's 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you.
We type in the chat. We gonna send it to y'all personally. Get y'all shit together, women.
Yeah.
Get y'all shit together,
Yeah.
ladies. All right, now it wouldn't be Real Life Street Stars if we didn't ask you some shit, some current event things that's going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with this one. There was a viral clip that went around, right? It was a young, I think he was like in his 20s. And then there was an older guy, right?
Okay.
And they were debating the 50-50 versus the man just paying everything, right?
Okay.
And the man was basically saying, you're not getting the most out of your woman if you don't handle it. You know, she's gonna look at you a certain way. You can't be the dominant figure. And the other guy was like, nigga, it's 2023 and we got bills and I don't make as much as you. I'm young. I'm trying to get it together. Me and my wife go half, and that's how we survive. What is your take on all of that? Like,
I think they're both correct. I think they're both correct. And here's why. Because, like I said earlier, that it ain't tricking if you got it, right? And the average male cannot make it without a woman. He need a woman, right? He need a woman. And the woman has been conditioned to let a male use her, right? And her resources under the guise of marriage and love, right? So she's willing to help him because she's been programmed to be a helpmeet. But the male needs her to help him because he can't do it on his own. But biologically, if I'm just telling you about the 41 Shades of Men and their pursuit to use women, men being codependent and needing women, the fact of the matter is, if you go to a vending machine, you're going to that vending machine because you want something out that vending machine. When you go to that vending machine, are you going with the intent to see the chips that you want magically fall out of there, or are you looking to see how much they finna charge you for these chips?
how realistic is it for the world to expect for a young man, I would say, right,
But here's the thing.
to pay for everything?
Well, here's the thing. He shouldn't be trying to be in no relationship, right? But the only reason that he's trying to be in a relationship because he can't do it by himself. He needs a woman to help him, right? So that's the reason why it's not realistic for him. It don't matter if it's realistic. It's realistic for you to walk up to the car dealership and them expect you to pay for that damn car, right? And you're gonna pay for it. It's unrealistic to think that just because you ain't got the money or the credit that they should supposed to let you drive off the lot with it. But men wanna compare women to cars all the time, but you don't wanna pay for the car, right? You want somebody to let you drive off the lot with the car without no credit and no money. That ain't realistic, but you sure expect, and women dumb as hell to let you do it. You know, men need to figure out their life because the ultimate objective of men is survival of the fittest. From the time that sperm goes through that vaginal cavity, they are fighting to survive. And male sperm is way more fragile than female sperm. So the sperm itself is fighting to survive. Once conception hits, male fetuses and male embryos have more obstetric issues than female fetuses. So from the time that conception happens, the male has been trying to fight to survive. Once he is born, he comes out the womb, he is very, very codependent, and he's doing everything to survive. When men begin to grow up, their objective is to survive. A lot of these dudes cannot do it on their own because they are not the most fit. Now, society set up the world to give every man an opportunity to have a woman. In a natural environment, the average male would not get access to a woman. His genetic line would die off. So since you have given even the low quality male an opportunity to reproduce, you have produced a bunch of low quality males who are incapable of surviving, especially without a woman. So he will rally for 50-50 because he absolutely needs that woman's help. A man who can survive on his own mostly and understands that you invest into the feminine, when you plant a seed into the ground and you water it, that will return to you abundance. So the more that you invest into the feminine, the more that the feminine will give you back. So if you give back, give 100, it'll give you 110% back. That's the way the feminine works. So the woman is the feminine, and people with esoteric knowledge, this is the reason why they set up certain religions this way, to make men give their paycheck to the woman, because the woman is a multiplier. The woman is a producer. So when you give to the woman, she will give you back tenfold. Men who get to that level, they understand that, and they need to shield the woman from all of the other duties so that she can focus on reproducing, whether it's creative reproduction, mental reproduction, business reproduction, whatever. When you give the woman the free space to be creative, she will return to you. And men with money understand this, so they take care of all of the obligations, so that way her creative mind is free. Broke males don't understand that, because they need her for survival.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the questions I had. Right?
Yeah.
I had a question about this sexy red, like she's blowing up. She's going crazy, and I would imagine that most of her following is women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I look at it like this, when you listen to a song, right, and you identify with it, that's what makes it go. So what is it that she's doing that's making her strong, her women fan base support her so strong?
Okay. Enlighten me on who this person is.
Sexy Red, the girl that's key. She got
baby, I don't listen.
Okay.
I'm totally disconnected from that word. I don't know these people.
She has a song that says, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. These are the first, hold on.
But you gotta be paying attention, because she's who's giving the women the voice now. She's taking over.
Yeah, so my thing was, it's like, I look at how rap music was, right? We had the NWA phase, the Tupac phase, and now you see all these kids want to be fake gangsters and all that other shit. So I was just wondering, like, with the influence of somebody, literally, I think one of her lines was, boom, 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 nut in my coochie. Like, she's saying some of the craziest shit.
And this is intentional, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's very intentional.
Yes, but what I'm asking is, the women are eating it up.
Of course.
All ages.
You know why? Okay, so there was a period where women didn't get that much respect in this game, right? And men were allowed to capitalize off of women's sexuality, but women couldn't capitalize on their own sexuality, right? So you could get a tip drill, right? As long as women shaking their behinds and all of that stuff for men, it's cool. But now you give women the power to do it themselves, and they take it to a whole nother level. But here's the problem. The record companies are doing this. It's not that she fire or none of that shit. The record companies are doing this, okay?
So
and
this is intentional.
This
you
is
think it's like just top down.
It's definitely from the top down. Absolutely.
They are trying to put this on our kids.
Absolutely. And why is this? Because the average person does not know what freedom is. So before I get to this freedom thing, let's go back to the ex-KGB defector, Yuri Bezmenov. Back in 1984, he came out on national TV to talk about the Soviet Union's military tactic to take down the ideologies of the United States. And this was called ideological subversion. And ideological subversion is basically changing the perception of reality for the country that you are trying to invade, to change everything, the foundations of what make up that country, right? So there's a 4-step process to ideological subversion. And process number 1 is demoralization. So what demoralization is, before you talk about demoralization, you need to understand what moralization is. To moralize a nation or even a person, it starts at the top, right? And you have to create a philosophy, right? And morality is a byproduct of that philosophy. So you create the philosophy, and then you tell people what is right and what is wrong to do based on this philosophy. Religion is a philosophy, religious philosophy. And under religious philosophy, What's right and wrong to do is called sin, right? And what is sin in religious philosophy is human nature. What is right going against your human nature. So morality is a byproduct of philosophy. So when you moralize people and moralize a nation, you create a philosophy at the top and you push it down to the people towards the bottom, right? When you demoralize a nation, you move the philosophy out and the morality goes with it. That process takes 20 years to do. And the reason why it takes 20 years to do, because that's how long it takes to educate one generation. So every 20 years, you will see styles change, you will see music change, you will see philosophies change. So every 20 years, there is a major cultural shift. This is intentional, okay? So number one, demoralization. Number two, destabilization, right? So when you once you take the morality away, you take the foundation of what is influencing a person's behavior away. And then you begin to allow them to operate based on their biological nature, right? And so now they don't know how to respond to stimuli based on the philosophy that you originally indoctrinated them with that you just took away. So now this is destabilization. Then you get to crisis, which is the third step. You put them into crisis and they don't know how to respond to the crisis. Number 4 is normalization. So what's normal is not natural. So just because something is normal and you're familiar with it doesn't mean that it's natural, because it took 4 steps to make something appear normal. And that process take about 25 years. So for every 25 years, you see a major change. Major change.
So if you were to predict the next 25 years, I mean, because you know, I think it's more shocking for people that are kind of older like us, where you see the lyric, because I'm a lyrics person, right? So you hear the lyrics and you're like, damn, this where we at with the lyrics? Like, it's just straightforward, nasty, and just kind of too out of line. So if you were to predict the next 25 years of what would happen in this world that we're living in, what do you see?
We can already see where it's going, right? Where you can see where things are automated and where you have algorithms that will cater specifically to a person's mentality, right? Yes. AI is going to start creating songs specifically for groups of people in certain algorithms, right? To manipulate their train of thought. This is where it's going. And you can see it because they just, like I say, they just changed the grading system in schools. It used to be that an A, when I was going to school, you had to make a 93% to 100 to have an A. A 92 was a B. 85 was a B and 84 was a C. F was 50%. They have changed that now. The average student now is a D student. It used to be a C. The average student is a D student, and a D is 50%. Yes, F used to be 50%. A D is 50% now. A F is 49% and below.
How are we getting more access to information and getting stupider?
Because it's simple. Because they took your critical thinking away earlier in these different demoralization steps. They took your ability to critically think away. They taught you how to believe. And then after you believe so much, they flooded you with information that you do not know how to dissect and digest. You cannot, and it's so much, you're overstimulated. It's information coming from everywhere. Now your attention span is too short for you to even be able to think about this stuff. They're hitting you with really short videos, and then they're changing things rapidly. Today it's an app, 2 weeks later it's a new app. The one that you was using 2 weeks before is old. They're doing this intentionally because now you don't stick long enough to process and understand information. So you need somebody who has the ability to think to give you this stuff. But people are so disillusioned that they're not going to be able to process or understand true information. They don't know what's true and what's false anymore. And now that you have AI generating photos that you cannot tell if it's real or not, the only reason that you can tell that it's AI right now is because some of the stuff is so exaggerated that you know it's not true. But it's going to the point where you're not going to be able to tell reality from illusion. And it's going to screw with people's minds, and people are going to be niching themselves off so much, and that AI is going to take over and completely be thinking for these docile people. And it's going to be really interesting and kind of bad too at the same time.
How do you not get caught up in the information age, right? Because like you said, there's things online that we've never seen. We're gonna, but it was a SpaceX launch that was supposed to happen today, right? I think, over the course of years, we're gonna see things that we may have believed get disproven, right? Mm-hmm. And you're gonna see things, like you say, on the internet that may disprove some of the things you believe. How do you deal with that?
Well, I stand on principle, right? And I understand life, and I understand the universe, right? So I always stand on principle, and what principle is a fundamental truth that spans across all types of genres, and fundamental truths never change. Principles last in anything. So if you stand on principle, it really don't matter what shifts in the world. Those principles remain the same, and they will never change. I don't get caught up in trends. I don't get caught up in popular talk. I control my mind. You don't control my mind. You don't tell me what's popular and what I need to pay attention to. This is the reason why I don't know who Sexy Red is. This is the reason why I don't know what's going on, because I dictate what's important, not media, right? So I constantly think about information that I come across, and I don't go from one piece of information to the next without processing it. So I take a lot of time to think about things that I come across. So the reason why I know so much, or I'm as astute as I am, is because I've taken a lot of information in, and I've turned it over and over and over for a lot of years, right? And so then when I come across something new, I take that, I ingest it, I think about it, I flip it over and over, I speak about it, come back, revisit it. I keep doing that. So I'm so much more preoccupied with stuff that's in my mind, and I have a purpose in life. I'm not whimsical. Like, I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm here to do. So I don't allow external things to cloud my sight.
What is your purpose?
My purpose is to help social reform, to reform society in a way that is conducive for humans to live harmoniously amongst each other. We are going into a new world, and the old world and the old way of doing things, old philosophies, all this stuff is crumbling. And so you need people that can help shift people into where we're going in this new world. So I'm here to deliver messages
That's
that
what
make
you said.
Yes.
He said men are like slaves or something like that. So
Well,
good. Yeah. So do you still agree with that?
Yes.
Like,
Y'all don't-
the kente type slave.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen. And so there was some. I say this all the time. Men don't listen. That's the reason why the military handles them the way that you follow commands. And so people will say, well, how they follow commands if they don't listen? Sir, that means you don't know what it means to listen. Listen means to hush your mouth, shut your mouth, okay? And take in the information, think about it, and respond appropriately. Men do not listen. They follow commands. Well, how do you follow commands without listening? You follow commands by breaking down the body and training the body to respond to stimuli. So if you want, in the military, they don't talk to you and make you listen. They scream and holler at you, and in the midst of them screaming and hollering at you, to tell you to go here, go there, because a command is short. Listening requires that you sit there and listen to a bunch of words and blah. Commands are very short. Go here, do this, do that, drop and give me 20. Those are commands. And how do you train a person to follow those commands at the respond of a snap is real simple. You put their body through something physical so that it can associate it with the command or the action that you just made them do. And this is how you train men. Men follow commands, they don't listen. So you instill commands into men by giving them consequence or reward. And typically how you do that in terms of women is no contact. A man, as long as a woman is talking to a man, he will think you're giving him energy, which is all he wants. He just wants to know that he still got you. So the only way that he knows this is when you mad at him and you keep talking. The moment that a male begins to do something different is when you stop talking and when you ignore him. After you stop talking and you walk away, that's the only time that a man will hear you. He will not listen to nothing you saying, but he will see you disconnect.
I agree 100%. But then you know what the man does? He go find another woman.
He can do it. And here's the thing, a woman who know herself and value herself will let you go, because I'm not gonna say nothing to you. You can go, because at the end of the day, I'm not playing this game with you. You right? Because I'm walking away, not because I'm trying to make you do nothing. I'm walking away because I'm gonna stop you from playing with me like this. And if walking away is what you do, adios, let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. And guess what men do? Guess what they do? They don't like for a woman to be cold-hearted like that. Oh, you just gonna let me go?
Yeah,
You ain't never loved me? Yeah, it hurts. I know men. I know. You ain't
Stop
never
me a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, so you ain't so you ain't never loved me, because men quantify love based on how much energy a woman is giving. And if her feelings are hurt and she wants to tell you, why did you do this? He said, oh yeah, I still got her. The moment she don't give a fuck and walk away, that's when but when she don't care and tell you to go and don't respond, he start thinking like, well, did she ever love me? Why and he come back running. That's how you train men. You teach people how to treat you through behavior. Yeah. So I teach women to stop talking to men. Let him do whatever he want to. Let him do whatever he want to do. You just ain't got to participate.
Mm. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I'm about to go get this book. I ain't gonna lie. I'm finna see this. It really seemed like you putting us on some game. Now I just gotta ask, what is your next book? Do you have a next book? What you over there cooking?
Well, my next book will be teaching women about true femininity, and I'll also teach young girls how to stand within their power and not fall for the manipulative games that men have. I just finished writing my paper that proves that men are incapable of love. I have a workshop, Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded, but I have a scientific paper, kind of like a scientific paper that I wrote that goes into all of the biological and neurological impediments that prevent men from accessing the philosophical concept of love, right? So I have a lot of things coming up.
That seems pretty deep. So men can't love, man. We ain't shit, fellas. What do you have to say?
Well, that's what you say about yourself. Yeah.
What do you got to say for yourself, fella?
I'm just gonna say, man, this all sounds good, and I agree with 95%. Because you say you're very wise. You say a lot of stuff, but violence and men are conquerors. Mm-hmm. So, is there any way to actually stop men from what they're trying to do?
Okay, so here's how society should function. Okay. Napoleon Bonaparte said that men are moved by two levers and two levers only. That is fear and self-interest. Sigmund Freud says men are motivated by two things, which is the sex urge and the feeling of importance. So if you combine those two things, it's about four things that really move men. When you look at testosterone, which is what makes men move the most, testosterone is responsible for aggression, aggressive behavior, dominance, and competition. But not only is it responsible for that, it's responsible for cowardice too. Because the alpha male will not be challenged by lower level males. Males who are beneath the alpha male are very fearful, and you control them through fear. The problem with society is that the quote unquote supposed alpha male, the modern alpha male, he thinks that being an alpha male is how he handles women and how he dominates women. The real alpha male, the true alpha male, is a male that can dominate other men. The problem is that there are no alpha males dominating other men. They are allowing men to run rampant. The only way that you can control society is through men controlling each other. But they don't want to. What has occurred is males operate off a hierarchical system. You all are hierarchical by your nature. Women are not men. We are not the same. Our nature is not hierarchical. Women's nature is not hierarchical. Our nature is egalitarian. The problem with society is women have been pushed into a male pecking order. Men used to compete for women when women were separated from men. Now men are competing with women because women have been pushed and forced into a male pecking order, and her spaces have been eliminated. Because men operate off of hierarchy and dominance, in a patriarchy, men are on top of women, and men automatically dominate who is beneath them. And since women have been placed beneath men, lower level men are beating up on the women beneath them, and they are not challenging each other. The only way to fix this is to separate men and women and allow men to dominate each other. And the top male places fear in the lower level males to control them and to make them behave and function in a cohesive way socially. This will protect women from men because the nature of a male is violence. And if you operate society like this, you take the pressure off of men that is causing men to go crazy, because the things that men are being told to do, they're not capable of doing. They are not capable of listening to women for long periods of time. Their brains are not wired to do this. So some of the things that the male brain is wired, how the male brain is wired, and how the relationships affect him, and these social requirements affect him. Number one, men have inborn communication issues, right? The majority of them. They have an issue with expressing themselves through words. As I was sitting here listening to him, I laughed, but I wasn't really laughing. It was funny because, just him trying to answer the question. But the reality is he had a difficult time trying to express himself why and communicate what he values in his partner. He has a difficulty, right? Yeah. So to try to force him and put pressure on him to make him talk more, that actually causes a lot of stress on men. And if women are not in the know of what men are and are not capable of, they will ignorantly put unrealistic expectations on men that cause them to break down. Well, here's the problem with that. Because you have something like testosterone that is responsible for aggression, that works in tandem with the amygdala, where anger comes from. And then you have the orbital frontal cortex that acts as a governor for controlling male impulse. That area of the brain is small in relation to the amygdala. So men have less ability to control their impulse and their anger. So when testosterone rises and clicks on that amygdala, which is testosterone and anger coming together, men's ability to control how they respond or react goes down, right? A lot. Well, if the male is already having issues with communication, he does not have the ability, most men do not have the ability to pick up on facial expressions to be able to read what's wrong with you. And if a woman's not communicating quick, right, she's expecting you to read her mind.
That's unfair, ladies.
Which they don't know this though. They don't know, they're ignorant of it because nobody taught them about men, right?
Right.
They think that you're the same because now they're pushing equality and they're trying to convince the world that men and women are equal, and you're not. You're not made the same. You actually have an inverse makeup from each other, right? So women think that you're capable of this, but they don't know that you're not, right? And even if you tell them that they are, they think that you're just making an excuse. They don't know, right? Not only that, a lot of men do not even know how they feel in their own body, and they can't communicate how they feel. They don't have the words. So there's a deficit called alexithymia, which more males are affected by than women. And it's the lack of an emotional vocabulary. Right. Women do not know that a lot of men have these issues, right? So now when you put men and women in a relationship and women get to talking and expecting men to read their mind and all of that, it actually drives men's cortisol levels up. It drives their testosterone levels up, and it makes for a very volatile cocktail that women do not realize, right? Okay. Not only that, there was a study that came out that shows that clutter, right, actually raises the cortisol levels up in women. Right? So women like to have a tidy space, but men are not affected by clutter. And men's cortisol levels raise when you ask them to clean up. So there's an inverse relationship between men and women are ignorant of this, and they are placing all of these demands on men, not realizing that men are incapable of doing these things and being the way you think he should be. And this is making men very volatile. So not only are they dealing with this when they come together with women, they are going out into the world trying to compete with other men, and they are failing. And so now they have all this pressure on them to try to control their sexual urges, control their violence, all of this stuff. And then women get to get up in a man's face and egg him on and provoke him and think that he shouldn't do anything to her, not realizing that his impulse control level can only hold so long. Women don't know this, right?
Give me the top 3 things women should know. Come on, give it to me.
The top three things that women should know is that, number one, men have communication issues, and they cannot communicate with you at the level that you want them to or expect them to.
We slow, ladies. That's right.
Number two, men are not wired to perform the duties of women. You want men to help you around the house. You want men to just automatically know what you want done around the house, and they are not wired to know that. You might think it's basic and common sense, but it's really not, because men's brains are not wired.
What about
for
simple
that.
thing like take out the trash, and then the man still doesn't want to do that? Like his only job is to take out the trash.
Well,
The only thing his only job is to take out the trash.
It's a few things going on with that, right?
Yeah.
One, a lot of men have an issue with women telling them what to do. They don't like the idea of having a woman in power over them. So when a woman tell him to do something, his rebellious ways kick in. Number two, a lot of them are lazy. They don't want to do anything, right? And that is part of one of the cortisol thing, you know, telling them to clean up. It makes him feel like he has to act and do, right? And three, sometimes a man just, he's with her and he don't even like her. And this is just a way for him to annoy her, right? So it's a few different reasons why that could be the only thing and he act like he can't do it. Because that dude just might not be able to stand her at all.
I think when we do these interviews and you have like so many people in the comments and they just get mad at you and they be like saying this, I think if you could help man first, then it's probably what you wouldn't come off so bad. Like see, right now you're giving a lot of game information.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. I'm saying, but like past interviews, it's just, you know, it's the internet. Like he's a slave and men are incapable of love.
Well, they still incapable of.
You can't make me hate. Hey, it's you got a male fan base. I be on your YouTube, tapped in, High Power Podcast. I be listening to all that shit.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with it. How does that make you feel that there are some men, probably a lot of men that just fuck with your message?
Yeah. Well,
like I know that's not your aim, but
right.
You do have an audience of men that are paying attention to what you're saying, either for manipulation tactics or facts though.
Yeah.
I mean, for manipulation. Damn, why you say it like that?
Yeah.
Manipulation tactics, or they just like what you're, you know, the stuff you're spewing out of. You're highly educated. You're just talking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? That although you're speaking for the women, the men are kind of fucking with you.
Well, I grew up around men. Most of my friends have always been male, right? I have had more interactions with males than I have with females. I maybe had only maybe 3 female friends growing up my entire life, right? So for me, there's an energy that I just naturally have a rapport with men. And even though they don't like what I say, they know it's true, but I'm so cool, they can't hate me. They want to, but they can't, because they know it's real, right? And it's real when you got a bunch of women. Men go wherever the women at. They go wherever the women at. So I got a lot of women that follow me. And then, you know, with me now having a girlfriend publicly, that make it even.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You be on. So how does the woman on woman, like, what advice do you give to like 2 women in a relationship? Because at some point, does somebody take on that male dominant role, or? Well,
that's what I say. What I say is women are egalitarian. The relationship dynamics are really not the same for women who function like women. Women who function like they are in a patriarchy, then you would have one dominant person, right? Because they're trying to emulate what they are already accustomed to. But women who operate communally and egalitarian, there is no hierarchy. There is no, it has to be more masculine, dominant, and I have to play the male role in that. No, it's a sharing, cohesive, mutual, interdependent relationship there, right? And so the way I deal in my relationships with people all the time, whether I'm in a relationship, a romantic relationship, or just a business platonic relationship. I always come from a place of understanding and cooperation and collaboration, right? That's really all it is, because you have to compromise in relation. It can't always be one way, right? It's just a sharing type of thing, and when you come from a harmonious point of view like that, it ain't about ego. It ain't about I got to be dominant. You have to play this because I need to feel like the man. That don't exist.
Let's say two women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can love be there? Like you say,
Absolutely.
a man is incapable of love.
Absolutely.
Are two women capable of love?
Oh, not only are they capable of love, they're beyond capable of love. Women were created to be loved. And that's why men look for women to get all of these things of love. They look for women to do all of the compromise, and they look for women to do all the sacrifice. They look for women to do the forgiveness. They look for women to do the nurturing, because women were created to be loved, right? And so when you have two pieces of value together, the value maintains. If a woman is with another woman, men don't look at her like she's lost value. Men don't see a woman as in a real relationship till she with a dude. Like a man will look at a woman in a relationship and not think with another woman and not think it's anything. They don't really take it seriously. They only take it seriously if that woman is being penetrated and chemically manipulated by a male, right? So women do not lose value when they're with other women. They lose value as soon as they get with a man, right? So to maintain high value, you preserve the value and you don't let it get tampered with. And if women are the value, two women together is more value, right? It's more love.
What about the domestic issues when it's two women together?
Well, there's two things going on with that.
Yeah, I just seen that a lot of times. Like, yeah.
Yeah, there are two things going on there. Number one, if you're getting with a chick that thinks she's a male, she's going to try to emulate a male, right? That's just the bottom line. And she would try to take the dominant role, and she would be more aggressive because of that, right? So you have that, and then you have two people in ego who have an ego conflict, and they don't have the understanding of defense mechanisms. They don't have understanding of conflict resolution and things like that. That's total ignorance. But just keeping it basic, if you have a quote unquote stud who thinks she's a male and thinks that men are supposed to control women, she'll try to do that and you'll have conflict. But here's another thing that goes on with women. Women are sexual energy. Sexual energy is life force energy. When it comes to a man, y'all's life force energy is concentrated in your penis, right? It doesn't run throughout your body. Your identity lies within your phallus. For a woman, though, that sexual energy circulates throughout her body. So women, just a single woman has a lot of sexual power and a lot of power just within her. When you combine the two, you have more power. If the women do not understand how to govern that power, it can get volatile because they don't know how to control it or govern it. And then by two women being together, there is no threat of another male dominating them. It's acceptable for them to fight each other because it's two women, just the same way it would be okay if two men fought each other, right? It's not acceptable if a man hit, right? You know what I'm saying? So so you have those different nuances there. Mm-hmm.
So I want you to give some advice, we got couples, it's Thanksgiving, Christmas time going on. Like, should a man spend his last trying to get a gift? Should he just do within reason? Like, how should that go in your opinion?
Well, I think people need to get out of their ego, and I honestly think that people should stop participating in these holidays, right? People spend money unnecessarily on stuff, and they just participate in these holidays just out of habit. They don't even know why they do it. And you know what I'm saying? If you can't afford to do it, that don't say nothing. Life is getting hard. These people are losing their jobs. Rent is going up. hey man, it's not worth risking, like putting the pressure on somebody to make them feel like they ain't worthy because they can't afford to go out and participate in some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even celebrate holidays. You got to tell me Christmas is tomorrow. I stopped celebrating holidays at 19 years old. I don't know, like you have to remind me, oh, you know tomorrow is this? I don't know. My grandma just asked me, was I coming down there for Thanksgiving? And I'm like, when is Thanksgiving? I guess it's next week. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that it's another day, right? So I don't judge people if they can't afford to go buy some bullshit that they probably not even gonna use next week. You know what I mean? So don't go out there spending all your money trying to keep up with an illusion. That's just how, and if you talking about Thanksgiving, you don't gotta cook no big meal. You should just enjoy family's company. You can go to Luby's or you can get a TV dinner. It's about the quality of time that you spend with each other. It ain't really if a person cook or not, because I don't cook for Thanksgiving. If somebody invite me, I go. If they don't, I sit at the house and I don't feel like I miss nothing.
So what do you do if you date some, like you might have that ideology, right? But your partner might not.
Then
How do you, what would you suggest with a couple that's going through that?
well, there got to be some compromise because it can't always be one person's way, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to date somebody that's in that, you know what I mean? There are some things that you just gonna have to say, okay, well, if we go, I don't really want to go, but I'll go to support you. But if we go, can we only stay 2 hours and leave, right? And if that's the agreement, then respect that and don't push the boundaries. Well, now that I got it here, I'm gonna make her stay 5-6 hours. That's just not respecting each other's boundaries. Because if she went, right, even though she didn't want to go to support you, I think it's the respectful thing to do is to leave when y'all's time and agreement is up. So different stuff like that, you know.
Do you think there'll ever be a woman president?
It's possible. I can't say yay or nay because you never know with the direction. But since we are going in towards a matriarchal setup, because patriarchy has done a lot of damaging things to the planet, there's a possibility that there will be a woman president. Now, how much control and influence will she actually have is another question. I mean, another topic, because if all of the cabinets and stuff like that is still predominantly male, it don't matter if she's female because most of that stuff is still being controlled by the dominant male numbers there. So it's possible. Not saying no, not saying yeah.
Should women get their bodies done?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Should a man get his body done?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, but people will do it anyway. But, you know, it's certain things that y'all can get done, you know, but all this extravagant stuff, like dangerous stuff, like BBLs, that is shown to be life-threatening, right? You know what I'm saying? And then men, what you doing? Breaking your legs to try to extend? you know what I'm
Doing
saying?
that, they getting the DDLs?
All kind of, like, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. But again, that's for people who need to feel validated, right? Because they don't have enough self-esteem to accept themselves for who they are. So, you know, when people, I tell women this all the time, dysfunction is the only way that you can run a capitalistic society, right? They have to keep people fearful and self-loathing in order to make money, right? So playing on women's appearance and stuff like that, that creates opportunities for them to make money, and it also creates opportunities for them to destroy the woman's body to make more money. So it's a lose-lose situation for women who are doing this.
I just so can you just break it down why a woman should not get her surgery done, like any surgeries?
Well, the long-term health effects that'll happen after it, right? I know y'all have seen terrible BBLs. You know what I'm saying?
What about the good ones though?
Still, it's a risk. It's a high level risk that you're taking just because you have low self-esteem. You got a lot of women going into debt behind this stuff and still can't get a dude to take her to McDonald's.
But what if you got it? Like you got the money.
Then you should have more self-esteem. But I'm just saying, I can give my opinion on this all day. It's not going to change what women are doing for the reason why they're doing it. Right. But I'm just saying that's what it is, why they're doing it. Will they change it? Chances are they won't, because they have to change themselves first, and I can't change them with an opinion.
Yeah, and we don't want you to, but this is what we this is what we do want though. You do have a male fan base. You know, whenever you get the time, you know, out of your busy schedule, go on, write us a little book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What y'all want the book to be about?
Man, I want you to break. So you know us, right?
I know y'all.
Okay, I want you to write from the aspect of a woman who all of a sudden turns into a man with money.
What?
Think about this. If you were a man with money, how would you move? I'm just asking you personally. Like, how would you move?
No. You could actually say I'm a man right now with money. No, you really could.
Okay.
Yeah, because online, you know one of the names they call me?
What's that?
Pimpseller.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. They also call me Princella. Yeah, they call me a man all the time. Okay. They say that I got masculine energy.
Okay.
They say that I try to act like a man. In a lot of males' minds, I am a man. That's cool. So let's just act like I am a man now with money.
Yeah.
What is my behavior right now, right? Because I have a woman, right? Okay. And I got women throwing themselves at me every day.
Oh, so they in that inbox.
No, I got women throwing themselves at me every day.
What's the wildest message somebody sent you so far?
Huh? I've had women send me videos of them dancing and doing, like, showing me their bodies and stuff like. No, I have.
Yeah, no, we know, because it happens to us. I mean, men, not us.
Yeah,
because we're faithful men. But what I'm saying, is, so as a male, right, who is incapable of love, and all we want to do is be predators, and then the prey sending you the prey.
Right.
But how do you, I'm not saying, as a younger, because we're talking about a younger man, maybe not as developed or mature. How did you navigate? I'm asking you personally how you would navigate that. You getting all these beautiful women throwing themselves at you. It's like how would you?
Wait a minute. You just said it. When people ask questions, this gives you an opportunity to dig into their mind, right? No. Whoa.
I was just repeating what you said. What the man does, get more and more.
Because you asked me how, and I'm telling you, I'm in the position of a man right now, because I date women and I have women throwing themselves at me but it don't make me feel no way.
Because you're not really a man.
No, because men are ego driven. I know that, because y'all get y'all's validation, because biologically y'all are wired to pass your genes along. You can only do that when a woman chooses you. So men pump up their chest because a woman chose them, and when more women choose them, it makes them feel better. Yes. Okay, but so I know that. But women, I'm a woman. I don't need to pass any genes along, so I don't get my value externally. My value comes internally, and I validate myself. So my value of how I'm adding to women collectively, globally, right? That makes me feel better than a woman trying to throw some pussy at me, right? Because I don't have genes that I absolutely have to put, but I get my value, and it makes me feel good when women tell me that their lives have changed. So it's not about what I can get from women, it's about what I can give to women. But I don't need a bunch of women, because I'm not with women because I need to put a bunch of notches under my belt.
Would you fuck a fan? Would you have intercourse with a fan?
No. No, I wouldn't, because that's what I was about to get to. The reason that I'm even dealing with women to begin with is because the type of relationship connection that I want with somebody, that I've understood that men are incapable of having with women, right? I want a mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stimulating, deep relationship with somebody. I want a bond with somebody. And the only person that can do that is a woman. So I chose to date women for that specific reason. I don't need to have sex with a bunch of women because I'm really on the asexual spectrum. And asexual, I'm a demisexual and sapiosexual. First of all, I'm not attracted to people who are not intelligent. I am less concerned about how a person looks, and I'm more concerned about how they think and how they feel spiritually, right? So I'm attracted to more energy than all of that. So, but I'm in the position that y'all would be. And this is the reason why I say men should not have power, because, no, seriously, because when men get in that position, it's like they become reckless because they ain't never had that and they know they're not supposed to have it. So they begin to abuse their power. I'm in a position that a lot of men wish they could be in, right? Okay, so I have money, I have some popularity, I have access to women, right? But I don't abuse my power. I've had women to throw themselves at me and was really interested, and I know that you're trying to trauma bond. I know that you're leaving men, going to women looking for something, and it would be unethical for me to take advantage of you in that vulnerable state. And I don't rock and roll like that.
So how did your girlfriend crack through the code? Like, how did she crack the code? I'm just curious. Like, what did she do to tug on the heartstrings?
Well, it wasn't that she tugged on my heartstrings or did anything. Like, she was just being herself, and I liked her. Okay. I liked her, right? And as long as she continued to be herself, right, I will continue to like her. The moment that she stops being herself and becomes somebody else, I probably won't deal with her.
Would that be love, though?
Yes, because I like you and I love you for you. The moment that you stop being you, the moment that you stop being you and you try to be somebody else, which is not you, then I would stop dealing with you and I will let you go on your way to find who you need to be, because something is wrong, right? And maybe I can't go with you, because love don't mean possession. Love does not mean that you try to hold somebody just because you want them to be there. Sometimes you need to let them go and be who they were meant to be, and maybe you can't go with them.
So you think a man can't do that?
I know y'all can't do that. You know why? Because y'all,
it's crazy.
No, because y'all get with women. For every reason that y'all get with women is based on what you can use and need them for. You're not getting with women just because they are them. You're getting with women so you can see how you can mold her to be what you need her to be. And the moment that you do that, you're ceasing her to be who she is. Right?
You just got to accept it, bro. We ain't shit. I am incapable of, what was the word that you used earlier? My cerebrum was going up. You were stressing me out, woman. I cannot take this stress. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. I like I said, I'm a fan, bro. I be on your YouTube. I be scrolling. I like the messages you putting out. I agree with some stuff, a lot of stuff. Some stuff I may not, but it's life. You know how it goes. But for you, again, plug the book, because I'm personally about to go buy this book. I got to read this. This is wild.
Yeah.
And then give me like your top 2 honorable men out of the 41. Like, if they're probably all scumbags in your opinion. I don't know, but if you were to say that just there's 2 honorable ones out of these, like, ladies, this nigga ain't shit, but this is the best of the ain't shit.
Family man and businessman.
Okay, there we go. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, man. We in there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, we happen to be family man and businessman.
Yeah.
So that's what we are. And that's why we choose to put you on this couch.
Yeah.
Because really, we could just go delete this.
Yeah.
But we don't. And we continue to put it out.
Yeah.
We do want to see women win.
Yeah, we definitely do. Yes. But we are incapable of taking out the trash. So, Queenmaker in the building, man. Before we get out of here, again, tell them where they can follow you out if you have any shout outs and this dope book that you have out.
Okay, first and foremost, y'all can get the book at PrincellaTheQueenmaker.com, or you can also get it at Amazon. It's called The Game, 41 Shades of Men, The Pursuit to Subdue and Use You, Princella Clark. If you Google it, 41 Shades of Men, it'll pop right up and take you directly to the link. So do that. I want to give a shout out to Something About Skin. They were so kind enough to hook me up this morning with a makeup artist, and I think they did a wonderful job. So I definitely want to shout them out. And make sure you hit me up on my YouTube channel. Type in the Queenmaker, or you can hit me at the High Power Podcast. We got a lot going on. Make sure you cop that 41 Shades of Men, though. You're going to learn a lot.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And for those who know what time it is, this is the best part. Queenmaker, you are a real life street star.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.